Hi. So, if you clicked on this video, you probably think your life sucks ass, and you want me to prove you wrong. Right, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Look, we live in a society that is literally optimized to make you feel like a loser. We've had massive breakthroughs in technology recently, and I don't mean the useful stuff like curing diseases. I'm talking about the TikTok and Instagram algorithms, programs specifically designed to keep your attention on a leash just so they can shove ads down your throat. The average human follows impulses, and impulses are driven by emotion. But here's the catch. It's way easier to provoke rage, envy, or sadness than it is to make you feel okay. When you spend 6 hours a day looking at a screen, watching people with yachts and Lambos who seem to have it all figured out, your brain short-circuits. You feel overwhelmed by a sense of unfairness. And that's not your fault. It's human nature. Some people have just figured out how to take advantage of the flaws in your mind. But that's a topic for another video. Today, I want to show you some data to help you become a little more mindful and actually grateful for what you have. Let's start with a little perspective. It feels hard to make ends meet in 2026, but let's look at what we had to put up with before. In 1820, about 90% of the entire world lived in extreme poverty. Today, even with the mess the world is in, that number is below 10%. For most of human history, the chances of you making it out of your mama's peephole and surviving childhood were 50-50. Today, in Western countries, there's a 99.5% chance you'll survive your first year. You literally beat the highest odds just by being here. Take King Louis XIV of France. He was the Sun King, the richest man on earth. A person earning a median salary in 2026 has a better life than he did. You have better dental care, faster travel, more information, and more diverse food in your local grocery store than a medieval king could even dream of. If Louis got a toothache or a basic infection, he just suffered. You have ibuprofen and antibiotics. Now let's look at the lottery of birth. If you're watching this from a Western country, you've already won, even if you don't feel like it. It's hard to grasp, but if you make roughly $38,000 a year after tax, you are technically in the top 1% of earners globally. You might feel middle class in Ohio or London, but to the rest of the planet, you are the elite. Over 2 billion people, 1/4 of the planet, still lack access to safe drinking water. If you can turn a tap and get clean water that doesn't kill you, you are in a global minority. Despite what the news tells you to keep you clicking, we are living in one of the most peaceful eras in human history. Statistically, you are far less likely to die a violent death than any of your ancestors were. And then there's the tech. We've normalized magic to the point where it's boring. You have the sum of all human knowledge in your pocket. You can learn physics, coding, or how to cook a beef Wellington for free instantly. Antibiotics and vaccines are modern miracles. 100 years ago, a scratched finger could lead to amputation. Today, it's a non-issue. Being able to see and speak to someone on the other side of the planet in real time for free, that is straight up sorcery. So why don't we feel lucky? Because of relative deprivation. Your brain doesn't compare you to a peasant from 1820. It compares you to the guy on TikTok with the six-pack and the mansion. I'm not here to disregard your struggles. Modern challenges, housing costs, loneliness, burnout, they are 100% real. But you are currently living through the most advanced, safest, and most capable era in the history of our species. Sometimes, the best way to feel better about where you're going is to stop and look at how far we've actually come. You're doing better than you think. If you found this helpful, drop a comment with one modern miracle you're actually grateful for today, like hot showers or GPS. And if you want to see that video on how algorithms are hijacking your brain, let me know.